you, that would be
Yeah, if you can mute yourself, that would be great, just so there's no background noise. So Tina has been gardening for 13 years. 13 years, Tina? A long time, anyways.
yeah, since 2014, so
Okay.
not quite.
So she's the person that I typically, when people ask me questions that I don't know, which is sometimes it feels like it's many, I always say, let's ask Tina. So Tina's going to be delivering the majority of this webinar. I will have a couple slides to throw in there, but like I said, ask questions and enjoy yourself. All right, Tina, take it away.
Perfect. Welcome, everybody. We have quite a few people here tonight, so I'm really excited to share one of my passions in life. And, you know, this didn't become a passion of mine until I actually saw and converted my kids in that passion. So I really enjoy speaking about the Tower Garden. And I'll give you a little bit about myself as we go here. Oh, technical difficulties. There we go. So my why, again, I just blurted it out as my kids. I actually didn't grow up being a tower gardener. I actually didn't really know how to garden. I didn't grow up gardening. And the moment I had my boys and I started experimenting with tower gardens, seeing them kiss the seedlings, seeing them love being with me doing it, it became a whole family passion. So now we always tower garden indoors in the winter and outdoors in the summer, and they have jobs to do. So yes, I love seeing the younger generation become inspired. Just to share a few pictures, that one lettuce on the left was my very first lettuce that I grew. And it was actually the very first lettuce wrap that my son ate. So that was before my second son. My first son was born in 2011, so it was 2 years later, and he didn't like lettuce, wouldn't eat it, but he had a salad wrap, and that was the start of our adventure when they started eating all the food that mommy ate. Then we have kale chips. We make all kinds of things with our cherry tomatoes. And I'm always making broth. What I find is when when it becomes too plentiful, because that happens often, when you have too much, you rip it down, like as you're ripping it down to bring it outside or inside, vice versa. I make huge broths and I conserve those. And the kids are always getting something. If I'm making rice, I put it in the rice. So they're always getting nutrients some way, shape, or form. And then again, on the top right, you can always make the green smoothies. And even kids love green smoothies. So earth and science. The Tower Garden has been studied by NASA. And some of the NASA studies that they've been doing, they've been looking at how to improve our lives in general. They've been looking how to reduce crop fields. We are becoming very limited on the space that we have, and the nutrients in our soils have been so overcropped that we're actually growing food in nutrient diminished soil. So the quality of our food 50 years ago was completely different than what it is now. So it's becoming more and more important to conserve whatever we do have. And then, yeah, they're studying preserving nitrates in the soil and also how to use less water, which becomes really important when we're looking at the Tower Garden. And Tower Garden was named one of the best indoor gardening systems in 2021. So we've had a really, really good year with Tower Garden. It's really finally getting to a point where they've really taken out the kinks of the Tower Garden, and it works really well and smooth. And at the same time, so our food is nutrient dense. When you're looking at lettuce nowadays, when you look at the difference between the two, the chlorophyll in them is just absolutely amazing. And it uses 90% land. You can go up vertically as high as you want to go, but you'll need higher pumps if you do that. But the typical is the picture on the left. And then you're using 98% less water. And I'll go into that and how it works in a second. Again, it's been studied by NASA, and we have a clinically published research study that I'll show you in a second as well. So how the tower garden works, essentially you're going to plant your seeds in a soilless medium. So we use rock wool, but a lot of people are now using coco coir because they want to be able to call their plants organic, and coco coir is a really great medium as well. And I have a link where you can find coco coir right at the end of the presentation that I'll share with you. And then you add your nutrients. So we have all of the mineral rich nutrients that we need. You add that to the basin of the tower garden. And then we have it's like a fish pump that pushes the water up and then sprinkles through. And I have a picture to show you how that works. And then again, as little as a few weeks, you start having leafy greens grow really quickly. And then you can, other things might take a little longer, but you can literally start eating from your tower outdoors within a few weeks. Indoors, you're looking at 4 to 5 weeks. So the green technology, so you can see the picture on the side how that works. You have your pump moving all the way to the top, and then it sprinkles all the root system. Now this technology, it's actually recycling 100% of the nutrients and water. So meaning there is less than 1%, or I think it's less than 5% that gets evaporated because it's a closed system. So everything is going towards your plants. And yeah, so as little as 5% of the nutrients and water that commonly are used in conventional organic farming. So we're recycling so much, and it's not getting into the ground and not into your plants. And then again, we have a tower garden study that was published through the University of, which one was it, Mississippi, I believe. So what they found when they studied the tower garden compared to organic growing, there was an average 30% higher yield. It was antioxidant equivalent to organic gardening. There was less time and less maintenance, and then less land and less water. So again, there's nothing that beats organic gardening. You can get all of those beautiful roots and vegetables, but here in Canada, where I'm from in the north, we have a really short growing season. So it's so much more beautiful to be able to go year round with your gardening. I'm going to hand this one over to Kristen, the new gardening boom. Just wanted to talk a little bit about that.
So, hey, Katia. So yes, there is a gardening boom. And I don't know if you guys have noticed it. I mean, I've never actually really been a gardening person, but as you can see here on the screen, what's happened in the past 2 years since what we've been going through in this world, tower gardens have actually increased in price by 500%, Tina?
Not in price, but in sales. Yeah.
In sales by 500%
increase.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. We don't hear that, right? So people are really starting to, and given we have 53 people today, like people are really, we're starting to understand why this is necessary. And so there's a huge boom. So actually Juice Plus has actually done their own, as you can see here, in May 2021, the Tower Garden Company polled more than 2,000 people across the US about their food buying habits and self-sufficiency behaviors over the last year. And what they found was basically more people are gardening. More people, and I put this in my email today, more people are gardening for mental health benefits. Who here actually knew that gardening helps you with mental health? We know that the oxygen that we get, having a tower garden in your home improves oxygen. So if you want better health, and you want to save, and you want to have more nutrient dense food, it's a good solution, right? So let me just move on. Oh, Tina, you have to go to the next page. All right. So what they found, what they're finding in this study is that most, well, I'm going to say Americans and Canadians, but they happen to be based in the US, have actually gardened during the pandemic. What we're seeing is, I know last summer, even the summer before, people have actually started gardens outside, people who have never gardened before. Now we have an opportunity of here, especially here in Canada, to be able to actually garden indoors and actually have more quantity and better nutritional value than what we even grow outside. I actually have spoken to someone and she was telling me, she was on the webinar last week and she said, I have rabbits and squirrels that if I cannot have a garden outside because they eat everything. So obviously a good solution. Number two is finding they are prioritizing mental and physical health. How many of us here over the past 2 years have noticed that we actually have to prioritize more so than we ever have before? If there has not been a time in history, now is the time where people are really understanding the importance of our health. And I always say this, if you have your health, you have 1,000 dreams. If you don't, you have nothing. You're just focusing on building your health. Number three, they're finding they are growing greens to save some money. So I can tell you that when you grow up your tower garden, when you pick, it grows back again. I just picked one of my lettuces and it's starting to grow back again. So when you invest, this is an investment. It's not a cost, it's an investment. And when you invest, it is going to pay you over and over and over again. And number four, we're finding that people are focused more on sustainability and less waste, right? We know that because of our economy, because the garbage that we're putting out there. I can tell you, and how many of you here, you can comment in on the chat, how many of you here have bought produce, in those boxes, the lettuce leaves and the spinach, and then it gets all slimy and nasty. The cool thing is with a tower is you just pick what you need. It's vine ripened and it never goes slimy, right? So you're saving money there and you're saving money from throwing stuff out and you're just overall saving tons of money. Yes, Natalie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm good.
I went clicky.
That's okay. Clicking is good. Go ahead.
And just to segue into it, the education piece, I come back to the education because to watch children be excited, and especially during the pandemic, a lot of us converted to being homeschoolers. Teaching on the Tower Garden is absolutely amazing. And you can get all of the subjects with the Tower Garden. So I've just named a few here with nutrition and food preparation, teaching your kids about food, biology and chemistry, testing that pH, just the growth of it, the nature, the food sustainability, social responsibilities, social justice, eco-friendly, and then the local war movement, being really local and starting to find things more locally. And someone who is really, truly, when you say someone has a passion and that one person can't make a change, when you see this guy, his name is Stephen Ritz, he has made a global movement. And I'm just going to read this quote because I love it so much. When you teach kids about nature, you teach them to nurture. When you teach kids to nurture, we as a society collectively embrace our better nature. So he became he got the Global Teacher Prize, I think in 2020. It's actually cut off and I couldn't squeeze the image into this slide. But he's globally putting tower gardens almost in every country, him and his kids, his school kids. So he brings his classrooms and they go install tower gardens and inspire people all over the world. So if you're a teacher and you have the time, or a homeschooler, definitely look into this. We'll give you some of the resources at the end of this presentation. We have a link that you can get all of the education plans from primary all the way to secondary education. So there's so much available for us. And just to give you a little more inspiration, my littlest guy, he loves to do tower gardening with me. and we were weighing the tomatoes to see how much we got. And then in the middle there, I have a seedling kit where I put all of, not my seedling kit, my seed kit. So he was getting them all organized, and then I got him to write down the names of the seeds, and then we put the seeds inside and he gets to know what they all look like. And then him just picking the tomato tower outside, but he does the salads and he's pretty proud of himself when he makes salad every night for dinner. So now we're going to get into comparing the tower gardens. So on the right-hand side, you see two pictures there. We have a home garden and then a flex garden. And the flex garden was the original garden that we started with when the company was purchased, when they purchased the patent. Flex has always been around. It's the largest one. It has a large basin of 20 gallons and it's 30 inches around. So if you're in a stormy area, windy area, the Flex is that tower garden that's quite stable, and it was initially made for outdoor growing. And then everybody was using it indoors. So then they got the lights to put on it. So they called it the Flex because it's flexible. It's a mix and match unit, and you can literally put any combination with it. And we'll go through a few more things with it. But this one is indoors and outdoors, and it actually has a tomato cage that you can put on it. So you can do more things like cucumbers and tomatoes and all of your fruiting, eggplants, all the different larger vegetables that need to be vining around the tomato cage. And then on the left, you have the home unit. This is our newer unit. It's been out for a few years now. They call it the condo unit. It only has 13 gallons of water, so it's a more petite tank. It's made for that smaller, for someone that really wants to garden indoors but doesn't have as much room. So it's as high as the Flex garden, but not as wide. So it has a 24-inch base instead of that 30-inch base. So it makes a difference. And both of them can go outdoors. However, if you're in a windy area and your tank is empty, there's more of a chance if your tower is fully grown that it might flip over. So they do say it's indoor. That's how it's marketed, but you can put it on your deck if it's kind of in a sheltered area. And just to go over these a little more, the lights are optional, both on the home unit and the Flex unit. So you have to purchase those separately. And I recommend that everybody purchase the lights if they're going to grow indoors, especially here in Canada. It's dark at 5 o'clock and it only gets light around 9 o'clock at certain times of the year. We just don't have enough growing time during that time to growing light to do anything with our tower. And then the other thing is some windows now are UV protected and they may not let enough UV rays in to grow these vegetables. So definitely the lights are recommended for indoor growing. The home unit, it has built-in wheels, and where the Flex you have to purchase, sorry, boys.
I thought it was
sorry, guys. The boys are running around. So the wheels need to be purchased separately with the Flex garden. So you can put it in an area and never move it. I definitely recommend getting the wheelies, we call them the dolly, to roll your garden around. So that's separate purchase and it comes with the home, they're built in. And then the home unit now has the water level. So you can actually see when your tower garden is getting a little more empty, where that isn't available on the Flex. And then you have the available options. Okay, honey, mommy's doing, this is my tower gardener.
Hi.
Okay, you go downstairs, okay? Mommy's doing a presentation. I love you too. So the cage can be purchased separately, but that cage does not fit on the home unit. So if you're going to be doing cucumbers or any tomatoes on your tower, then you'll want to get the flex unit. Now, to go over the cost, I've put the home on the left and the flex on the right. You can literally get these for monthly payments. Let me go over the total price and what you get with them. So the base unit of the home is $810. And then if you add on the lights, we have $385. Now, with the home, there's no need for the microgreens extension. If you looked at the top, there was an extra, we call it the penthouse, and it's that microgreens or baby greens extension where you can get a lot more plants. That is included with the home, and the wheels are built in. So there's a few less costs to the unit. Paid in full, it's $1,379. Now I've included the cost with tax. And then I divided that by 12, which gives you a monthly payment of $114.92. So the Tower Garden Company believes that every home should have one of these, and most people don't have a $1,379 to fork out for a Tower Garden in one big purchase. So you could choose to pay it over 12 months. And then over that 12, you get it that next week. So it ships right away. And then you have 12 monthly payments, no extra interest. So the home unit is going for $114 per month, and then you own the unit. The flex is more of a mix and match. So I gave you the usual package here. So the base unit is $750. The lights again are $385. Then if you want the extra microgreen extension, that's 4 extra sections, that's $140 extra. And then the dolly is $110. There's a few extra things that you can get with that, but in the base price, I made it simple because not everybody will get the tomato cage, so I didn't include it here, but the tomato cage is an extra $100. So you're looking at paid in full $1,593. And then if you divide that by 12, you're looking at around $130, depending, $140 per month. And then you can get these little clips if you buy the microgreens extension, and then you can get extra nutrients, but it does come with the nutrients, like the actual system. When you purchase it, that base unit comes with the nutrients, your pH solution, and your growing seedling kit. And just to kind of finish it off, we do have an online course that we've created for all of our community members. There's sections there on the Flex, and all the downloadable materials. So we can send this link through the chat for everybody. But it really goes through some of the history of the Tower Garden. Then it goes through how to set up your Tower Garden. And then we talk about all of the different things, how to harvest tomatoes, like how to best grow tomatoes, how to harvest your Tower Garden. And then we have some links that I wanted to share. So the Stephen Ritz started the Green Bronx Machine. And the Green Bronx Machine, you can go look at, one moment, please.
So guys, if you want to take a screenshot, you can go check out the Canadian seeds. Just so you know, I've bought these seeds, and these are very good. They actually sprout really quickly. Okay, Tina's back.
Yes. Sorry, the kids didn't I told them, but they didn't really realize Mommy was actually doing a presentation.
That's okay.
So, but yes, the Green Bronx Machine, go look at it. They have so many resources. They have the PBS, they have a channel for kids learning. So definitely look at that. And the seedlings, beautiful seedlings that they grow, because I go get organic, non-GMO, and I thought it was me that couldn't grow from seedlings. And now, once I started with these, they sprout within a week. So it was I really like them. These are for Canadians. And then from US, they have True Garden. They have hundreds of tower gardens in their tower garden center, and they sell seedlings, and they also sell the best tested coco coir, because they've tested all kinds of coco coir in their tower gardens, so you can actually get an organic medium. And then also support our Freedom Convoy. There's a bunch of people. So the reason why I put this here is our lights are stuck at the border. So it's affecting, the supply chain is really affecting, it's affecting us in so many ways, with food costs going up, not being able to get the produce and at a quality level. And then, yeah, so if you can support them, they're going to be in Ottawa soon on the 29th. So definitely look them up with those links, and we can share some after as well. And then I just wanted to thank you. We're so grateful that all of you are here. We have over 50 people here, and we are a growing team. We want to share this with everybody. We feel everybody should get these in the home. And then this year especially, a lot of people really aren't secure in their positions. Some people have moved on. If you are looking at a way to supplement your income, this is a beautiful business to do it, because it's so rewarding. And we are always looking for people to join our team as well. So yeah, I just wanted to thank you, and we'll get into some questions. You can stop recording, Kristen, and we'll do some questions.
Okay. And look at Tina, 7:30.